your boy Davidoff. The AFL ladder predictor will return soon. It's a week before the season, mate. What's going on? Like get your head screwed on. Like, seriously. It's a good thing we have Squiggle. You see, I wanted to upload all these videos within 4 days. The movie parody, the ladder prediction, the Premiership winner prediction, the AFL tips, and the predictor. I wanted them all up within 4 days. Alright, that was my target for myself. So nothing will stand in my way. And I found Squiggle. I mean, someone told me about Squiggle last year, so I had it on my favourites anyway. So still, Squiggle is a great thing. And now we're going to use Squiggle. So you can piss off. And I'm going to do round 1 based on my tips. So Richmond was like by 13 that I tipped. So yeah, Dogs by 8 in a close one. Essendon by 20. Adelaide, no, actually Sydney by 11. The Giants by 12, I think. Port Adelaide by 35. I think they'll have a good start to the season. Actually, it depends who they got, to be fair. We'll see who they got first. North East Saints, I predicted the Saints. I'm going to say them by 14. I said Hawthorn. Close one, I think. 4 points. West Coast, I think, will win by 18 points against Melbourne. So I think that's round 1. Yeah, I think that is round 1 all done. Nicely balanced, perfectly balanced, as all things should be, as Thanos would say. Anyway, yeah, let's do this. Pies v Tigers in round 2. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I don't know, you know. I think it could go either way. I think either team could win the game, for sure. I got eeny, meeny, miny, mo, to be honest, because I got them first and second on my ladder prediction. So, you know, I expect them both to be strong, and they can both beat each other. We saw that the last few years. So I'm going to say Collingwood, actually. I'm going to say Collingwood by 1 point. Yes, I'm going to be a genius if that works out right. Sydney v Essendon. Sydney, no, not Sydney. Essendon, I think, will be fine in this game. Might be tough because they're away, but I'm going to say Essendon by 10. That's a bold prediction, but I'm going to say that's what happens. Melbourne v GWS. Interesting one, this. Very interesting. I think they will be back strong, at least be a contender for the finals. So I think them, especially the G as well, will be a threat to the Giants. I'm going to say they win. They only just win, but they win by 5 points. I got a lot of close games going. West Coast v St Kilda, another team I expect to do quite well this season, so it might be hard to beat, but I do think the Eagles will win this one. I think they'll win by 11 points. Am I doing these too close? Probably am, to be fair. There'll probably be more batterings, but I'm still keeping it to what I think might happen. Carlton v Western Bulldogs. Oh, this is interesting. This is very interesting. I'm not sure. I do like both clubs. They're both very likeable. And I do think both teams will improve. Obviously, they made the finals anyway, but I do think they'll look better this year and actually be comfortable in the finals. And I think they'll just climb up a little bit, like somewhere around here. So I can see both teams doing well. But I'm going to say Dogs, right? Dogs by 10. Dogs by 10. Look, listen, right? I am not an expert predictor. So if I get this all wrong, then, you know, I get it all wrong. I've got it all wrong before, so we'll see what happens. I'll probably get some games right, but this ladder is not going to be right. I can guarantee you. It might be better than my ladder prediction, but it's not going to be right. Brisbane v North Melbourne. Brisbane, I think, at the Gabba, they'll be fine. I'm going to say Brisbane by 22. 22. Port Adelaide to win. The Adelaide showdown by 20. I still like the Crows, by the way. I put them 17th in my prediction. I still like them, but you know they're just a bit terrible, aren't they? So I think they'll do quite badly this season. Geelong v Gold Coast. Yeah. 35. 35. Freo v Hawthorn. I think we'll lose this one. It's in Perth. I mean, to be fair, we've won in Perth. We beat the Eagles last year, but I think Freo. I can see this game being a game where Freo do well. So Freo by 14. Breaks my heart to do that, to have 4-4 lose, but you know, I don't have us in the 18-man at a prediction, so it's kind of expected that we lose some. Carlton v Essendon, another rivalry. I'm going to say Carlton win this one. The motivation of playing Essendon, I think, will be massive, and they'll be a good team as well. So Carlton by, I think this will be close as well. I think this will be close. Carlton by 4. Carlton by 4. I expect a good game. The Giants v the Bulldogs. Dogs won this last year, but in the finals, the Giants won it. Maybe there's a... I mean, this is at the America Oval. It's not at the Giants. No, is that? I don't know. I'm going to say the Giants win, though. I think they'll be a lot stronger. I have them third anyway, so you would expect them to win a lot of games based on that. Not a smashing, but a slightly comfortable win. They'll pull away at the end. Now, this is all based on our record against Collingwood. In recent years, we've done well against them. We beat them last year at the G, the year before. We have a good record against them at the G. So, based on that, I'm going to bank that we win this one. I'm going to say we win by 12 points. I'm pretty confident because our record against them is pretty good. No matter how good they get, we do tend to beat them. But currently they're 13th. What's going on there then? Adelaide v Brisbane. Brisbane by 11. There we go. North v Port Adelaide. Port by 3. But Port by 7. I got them currently first. That's not on purpose either. I just think they'll win the first 3 games. West Coast v Geelong. West Coast be fine in this one. I think in Perth they'll be completely fine. But it might be close. 8 points. Melbourne Freo. Melbourne by 17. I think they'll be strong. They'll look strong in this game. Saints v Richmond. Richmond by 22. There we go. Gold Coast v Sydney. This could be a game that Gold Coast win. This could be a game that Gold Coast win. Genuinely. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to say Gold Coast beat Sydney. All right. Gold Coast by 6. Before you say anything, right? Look at their first 4 games last year. They look pretty good. So I mean, they lost every game after that, but still, you know, they could beat Sydney in round 4. That's all I'm saying. Brisbane v Collingwood. Last year, Collingwood dominated this one. They smashed the first half, got like 50 points, didn't they? I think Brisbane might be more prepared this time round. I'm going to say they beat the Pies. But this puts them lower in the ladder. I'm looking at this now kind of like, I'm kind of messing this up really badly. Brisbane, though, to win this one. I think they will win this one. Brisbane by 5. Less than a goal. North v the Bulldogs. This could be quite good. But I do expect the Dogs to win this one. By 9. In a close one. Port v West Coast. This was a game last year. Remember that smashing that Port gave them. They gave him an ass whipping. It was crazy. I'm going to say West Coast get their revenge this time round. Obviously, this was at the... last year was at... it was in Perth. So, like, that was even worse for West Coast. I think this time they'll get revenge. 13 points. Not a smashing. But I think they'll win the game. Richmond, I think they'll be comfortable in this game, to be honest. If Adelaide do well, then I'm so sorry. But at the moment, I just can't see them doing well. I don't know why. I just can't see it. Okay. Freo v Gold Coast. Freo. I mean, to be fair, Gold Coast beat them last year, didn't they? But in Perth, Freo. Freo by 15. There we go. Adelaide currently bottom. Wow. I've got them on no wins in North Melbourne. Essendon GWS. Last year, the Dons won this 77-71, I think. That was a great game. One of the best games of the season. They were unlikely to win and they pulled it off. I'm going to say they win again. Yeah, I got a feeling, though, that history will repeat itself. They win by 6 points. Once again. That is the front door opening. Sorry, I had to sort something out there. It was a good timing, though. I need to stop this after 10 minutes because after that, like this screen record is good, but sometimes the frame rate is lower than my camera, so it kind of falls behind. So after 10 minutes, I just had to stop it. But anyway, let's just move on and just keep tipping. Sydney v Carlton. Ooh. It's a tough one because I don't have them doing that well, but they have got Buddy. This is a game that they would win at home, but Carlton will be better this year than last year. At least I assume they will. So I kind of want to say Carlton, but I kind of think Sydney will win. I'm going to say Sydney win. I'm sorry, Blues fans, I apologise, okay? But I'm going to say Sydney win this game. Saints v Melbourne. Another very interesting one. These are two teams I got just aside the finals as well. I think I had them 11th and them 12th, I think. So it's pretty close. If they do badly though, I'm going to look so stupid. Even if they do badly, to be fair. Sydney, no. Sydney? Why am I saying Sydney? Saints or Melbourne? Saints or Melbourne? I prefer Melbourne, but... Saints. The Saints to win. This might be bold. I don't know, to be honest. It probably isn't bold, but Saints to win. Geelong Hawthorn. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Probably not. I think Geelong will beat us, unfortunately. 9 points. We'll beat them in the rematch, don't worry. We have got them twice, right? Yes, we have. So we'll get revenge. 9 points. Adelaide v Essendon. Essendon by 10. Adelaide still bottom. I got them winning no games so far. I'm surprised by that. I'm not surprised they're 18th, but I've got them no wins so far. West Coast v Richmond. Because it's in Perth, I think the Eagles will have a similar game to a couple years back when they beat Richmond on their way to win the Premiership. I think I'm going to go for 18. Yes. Richmond are a strong team and they can play interstate as well. But the Eagles at home, I think, will be too strong for them. The Pies v... Also the Pies, technically. Or the Power in the AFL, but I'm going to call them both the Magpies because technically they both are. I'm not sure. Actually, I am sure. I think the Pies, the Collingwood Magpies, will win this one. 21. Maybe a bit higher than usual, but yeah, 21. Melbourne won this by a point last year. That was the craziest last minute ever. I've said it like 10 times now. I'm going to say Melbourne more comfortable this time, but not that comfortable. I'm going to say 11 points. A victory for Melbourne. Sydney Swans v GWS. Based on the pre-season game. That's nicer than the pre-season game, to be fair. Western Bulldogs v Brisbane. Two teams that I got 6th and 7th in my predictions. Two teams that I think got a chance of winning the Premiership. A smaller chance than the other teams. But this could be quite a good game. But I have the Dogs to win by 13 points. North Melbourne v Fremantle. Well, I prefer Fremantle, but I do believe that North Melbourne will get their first win in round 5. Yes, I think North will win by 17 points. A good win for the Roos there. Hawthorn to beat Carlton by 4. Our games against them are quite close at times, so I'm going to say 4 points. For the most, but not every time, but for the most part they're quite close. Geelong v St Kilda. Geelong, I think. Geelong by 30. I'm going to keep looking at ladder as well now, just in case. I want to see how it's going. They're 11th right now. And you know my prediction of them this season, so something is going wrong here, horribly. Richmond to beat Melbourne, I think. I think Melbourne will be quite good. They'll show themselves quite good in this game, but I think they'll come out the losers. We lost this game. This game hurt me last year. It actually hurt me because we were so close to winning, and then they equalised. Then they scored the winner. I was so disappointed in that game, and that's why in round 23 when we beat them, I was bragging so much because we got revenge for that earlier game where they beat us by just a few points at the G. This isn't at the G though, but anyway, I'm going to say this time we win by just a couple points. Just a couple points. Collingwood to beat Essendon by 5 points. A close one again. Brisbane v Sydney. Brisbane to win by 30. That's a big scoreline there. That's 5 goals. Port Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval to beat... Wait, where are they? They're 9th now. Jeez, I've put them down quite a lot. Port Adelaide to beat the Dogs by 8. I think they will be fine. The Giants... Look, I had Gold Coast losing by like 30, 40 points. They might lose by like 60. Teams are going to get battered. And I haven't gone above 40. That's a bit worrying. Let's put the Giants to smash them. Like 44 against Gold Coast. That puts them second as well. Sorry, but in terms of the points margins, I've definitely got it wrong. So my apologies. I think there's all over the place right now, but it's just for fun, alright? But I might still get some of these right, ladder positions wise. I want to like compare it to my like original ladder. I'll do that at the end actually. Carlton v North. Carlton I think will win. I said the MCG as well, but I think they'll win. I think they'll win against the Kangaroos. That puts them in 13th. St Kilda to beat the Adelaide Crows. Freo. They beat Geelong last year, so Freo by 3. Freo by 3. Collingwood by 15 against the Saints. Adelaide will lose. Alright, here's a bold prediction. Adelaide to lose to the Gold Coast Suns. It's very possible. This is definitely going to be wrong. This is definitely going to be wrong. Richmond v Giants at the MCG, the grand final replay. This should be fun. I'm going to say Richmond win, but this time, not a smashing. I think the Giants this time around will be a lot more prepared, a lot more focused, and I feel they won't lose by much, but I think they will still lose by 10. Port Adelaide to beat Carlton by 28. I think they'll be comfortable. Geelong to beat Brisbane by 13. The Dogs will beat Hawthorn. That hurts. I am hurt inside right now. Sydney. Ooh. I think because they're at home, Buddy will hit like 6 goals. So let's say they win by 16 points. Essendon v Melbourne. This would be a good game. This would be a really good game. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm swaying towards Melbourne, but then again the Dons will be a big threat. I'm going to say the Dons by 19. Might be a bit big there. West Coast to win this. I know Freo won in the pre-season, but that's pre-season. In the real season, West Coast to win by 21. Brisbane Lions v Richmond. Richmond won this game in the finals last year. They were very impressive. So, about that, I think the Lions will get their own back. I think this time round, they'll have a point to prove. And if they want to be contenders, serious contenders, they're going to have to show that they can beat teams like Richmond. So, if you can beat Richmond and you can make the finals, then, people might take you seriously. They're taken seriously anyway, but I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make a point while sounding smart, but it's just not working. Brisbane to win by 12. Adelaide to beat Freo by 4. Western Bulldogs to beat Gold Coast by 28. Geelong to beat... Yes. Geelong to beat Essendon by 15. West Coast to beat Sydney by 34. Giants to beat Collingwood. Yes, Giants to beat Collingwood, I think. By 11. Yeah, that puts the Giants in third. The Dogs are in second right now. That's a madness. Everyone's lost. Everyone's lost already. So that would be quite quick, to be fair, for no teams to be unbeaten after like 7 games. 8 games, actually. Alright, Saints v Carlton. Saints by 6. Had to restart the camera there, just in case, it was 10 minutes. Port Adelaide v Melbourne. It's Melbourne v Port Adelaide, officially speaking. It's at the MCG. Melbourne to win this one. I remember Port won this one last year in round 1, I think it was, wasn't it? I think this time round Melbourne will be more ready in general, just not just this game, just in general. I think Melbourne by 11. I think a lot of games have got too close, to be honest, but yeah, we'll see how the game goes. We'll see how the season goes. North. Look, we lost this game last year, and I just got this feeling that we are going to lose this game this year as well. I hope I'm wrong, but North by 19. Richmond v Geelong. Richmond. This was quite close, wasn't it, last few years? Not in the finals, I'm talking about like regular season. I think Geelong were like 2 points away at one point. Was that 2018? 9 points, I'm going to say. North v Essendon. North to capitalise on the win against Hawthorn and beat Essendon too. Momentum is a big thing, guys. Momentum is a very big thing. West Coast by 29 against the Gold Coast. GWS by 17 against the Saints. Hawthorn to beat Sydney by 5. Our games against them are usually close, so either way I think it will be quite a close game. Gonna say Hawks win this one. Port Adelaide to lose to the to the Brisbane Lions by 7 points. A narrow win. I think the Lions won this game last year as well, so should be interesting. Carlton v Collingwood. I'm gonna say Collingwood to win this one by 7. This was quite a close game last year, wasn't it? I think it was quite one of the best games of the round that it was in. Is it the one at the MCG? Melbourne v Adelaide. Okay, two teams that I like. 10 points. No. 23 points. I don't know what accent this is. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to act strange. Freo v Western Bulldogs. The Dogs to win this one because in Perth. Freo by 17. Sydney to lose to Geelong by 16. Saints to beat Freo by 7. Hawks to beat Port Adelaide by 3. Adelaide Crows to beat Carlton by 3 also. Richmond to beat Essendon by 8. Brisbane to beat Gold Coast by 40. Melbourne to beat the Dogs only slightly. That puts them in the 8 actually. We're in the 8. Yes guys, we're in the 8 after 10 games. Yes, we can do this. Collingwood to beat North by 9. Oh no, we're not in the 8. Oh, that's how many games I tipped. 89. We're almost halfway there. We're 10 away from being halfway there. West Coast to beat the GWS Giants. That's not a big surprise, but the Giants will be strong. I think they have a chance of winning, but I'm going to say the West Coast Eagles win by 5. We lost this game last year. I was very frustrated by this. Like, it got to the point where I didn't even react to it because I was so pissed off that we lost to Melbourne. Melbourne win again by 14. I'm sorry, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Geelong v North. 13. Richmond to win by 27 against Sydney. The Giants 26 against Adelaide. Western Bulldogs 16 against Carlton. Freo to beat Brisbane by 14. Essendon to beat Gold Coast by 26. Having the Gold Coast getting smashed, but they've won 2 games. Carlton are a bit too low for my liking. I put them like here, didn't I? That's not looking good for me. Freo look kind of spot on, to be fair. Freo and St Kilda, I think I put them actually there, and I'm close to like a few teams there, and I'm close to these 3 teams, and them. So I got like 5. I got 6 of the top 8 that I picked so far. Interesting. Collingwood to beat the Eagles by a point at the MCG. The Adelaide Crows to come up with a shock victory against the Western Bulldogs. Sydney to beat Fremantle by 9. Hawthorn should surely beat Gold Coast by 16. Hopefully more. Carlton v GWS will be a Carlton win by 2 goals. That's a bold prediction right there. Richmond to beat North Melbourne by 17. St Kilda to beat Port Adelaide. Melbourne to lose to Collingwood, because they usually do lose to Collingwood. West Coast Eagles to beat Essendon by 16. I can see it being a good game though. I think like last year the finals game they played was pretty fun, so hopefully it's a good game, but I'm going to say 16 points. Hawthorn to get our revenge. We will avenge them. What? What? How'd that happen then? North v Brisbane. North to win this one by 7. The Saints to beat Gold Coast by 7. Western Bulldogs to beat the Giants. Yes, Western Bulldogs to beat the Giants by 10. Puts them in 3rd. How are we still there? Adelaide. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say, because it's a showdown, and because both teams tend to turn up for showdowns, actually not always to be fair, but showdowns are showdowns, they're rivalries, they do hate each other. So I'm going to say Adelaide come back and beat Port in the return fixture. Sydney Swans v Collingwood. I think the Pies will be just, only just, but just fine. You see, that looks more realistic now. They were like 13th like 2 rounds ago. Brisbane v Melbourne. It's at the Gabba, so Brisbane by 9. Essendon to lose to the Saints, and they are now. What is this ladder? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? There is no way this is happening. There is no way this is happening. This turned into a comedy video. This is a parody of Ladder Predictor. Okay, this is a complete parody. I'm gonna do it again midway through the season. So like, I think before the bye rounds, or after the bye rounds, or after just 10 rounds, I'll do it again. All right, but this one has turned into complete banter now. But I'm gonna try and stay serious. I want a good ladder still, but this is just all over the place. Geelong are 9th, GWS are 8th. Okay, what have I done? Freo to beat Carlton by 7, which is quite low, but Carlton beat them last year in Perth, so that's got to be put in mind. Port v Geelong. Port beat Geelong last year, so I'm going to say they beat Geelong this year as well. Richmond to beat the Eagles by 14 at the MCG, because Richmond know how to play the MCG better than anyone else at the moment. Brisbane v Hawthorn. Brisbane, unfortunately, I think, will win this game by 24 points. It's quite a big margin. Western Bulldogs to beat Essendon by 19. Melbourne to beat Gold Coast by 24. Carlton to beat Geelong. Only just. What have I done to the ladder? No, I don't say this every round, David. Just continue tipping. Giants to win by 2 against the Tigers. West Coast to be comfortable against North. Collingwood to beat the Crows comfortably. St Kilda to just about beat the Sydney Swans. Port Adelaide to beat Freo by 10. Essendon I'm hurting myself by doing that. Hurting myself. Geelong v West Coast. This will be quite good. This will be quite a good game, I think. It will be quite the game. 10 minutes. All right, let's just give myself some time to think. My camera is hot. Jeez, man's hot in it. Anyway, Geelong by 2. Yes, Geelong by 2. Collingwood to beat the Lions by 11. That puts them in second. Ladder's shaping up a little bit. Where are the Tigers? Oh, they're third. Okay. If I had them low, I would have just quit the video. Richmond by 15. Sydney to beat the Dogs at the SCG just by a few points. Adelaide to beat the Saints by 11. That puts them up a little bit. Carlton to beat Gold Coast by 12. That looks a lot better now. A lot better. There's no way they're going to lose 6 games out of 14. So, yeah, this is going to go wrong. Giants to win this one by 17. Freo to beat Melbourne by 17. Richmond to lose again to Collingwood by 6. That puts the Pies in first. Oh boy! Giants back in 4th. You see, that's looking better now. Geelong are still a bit too low, but you know, we'll take what we get. Melbourne v Saints. These by 4. These by 4. Hawthorn to get revenge on the North Melbourne Kangaroos and win by 12. GWS v Essendon to end in a Giants victory. Western Bulldogs v Freo. Ooh. This could be quite good. This could be quite good, this game, but I'm gonna say 12 points to the Dogs. 12 points again. Brisbane to beat Geelong. Port Adelaide to beat Gold Coast by 38. Carlton to beat Sydney by 9. West Coast Eagles to beat the Crows by 20. Yeah, 20. Collingwood to beat Geelong by 15. Actually, I'm kind of thinking because they're too low down, I think they should be in the 8s. And I don't want to let that influence me, but Geelong did beat Collingwood last year in round 1, so let's go off that and say Geelong win. We need to give Geelong a win. They're overdue a win there, clearly. Hawthorn. The Giants' record at the MCG is not that good. We do tend to beat them there. So even when we were bad last year in the first half of the season, even then we still beat them. So I'm going to say we beat them by a comfortable 20 points. Gold Coast to lose to Richmond, 36. Sydney to beat Port Adelaide. That's might be a tough one for Port there to take, but I'm going to say Sydney win this one. I don't think they'll be that good, but I think they will get some wins at least. I don't think they're going to be completely terrible. They're not going to be Gold Coast bad. St Kilda v Western Bulldogs. Saints by 4. Got Geelong 9th. What have I done? West Coast to win this derby by 11. Hopefully not too violent, that game. Essendon v North. Oh, this could be quite good. I'm gonna say North win this by a couple goals. It might not happen, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, you know, they both play at Marvel. Carlton to beat the Lions. This would be a shock result, but I think they can do it. I really do. Adelaide. You see, I got a feeling they would win this game. I've just got that feeling, and I'm gonna bank on that. I'm gonna say Adelaide beat Melbourne in round 18. Round 19 now. Port Adelaide to beat Hawthorn. I think. I just don't see us winning that game. Carlton. West Coast by 7. I think narrowly they'll win that one. North will be fine against Gold Coast. I only said 12 to be fair. No, I'll use that. Wait, how do you get the score? How does it get the score? Anyway, North by 21. That's better. Geelong to win. Geelong to win by 10. That's Hawthorn at the 8. The Giants to beat Sydney comfortably by 21. Essendon to beat Adelaide by 8. Richmond to beat the Western Bulldogs by 11. Brisbane to beat St Kilda by 16. Fremantle to beat Collingwood, yes, by 7. Adelaide v Richmond. Adelaide, I think Richmond will win this one. I think Richmond by 16 points. Collingwood to beat Essendon again, this time by 4 points. The Giants to lose to the Lions. This would be huge for top 4 to be fair, but I'm going to say the Giants lose to the Lions. I'm going to say 6 points. Puts them in 4th ahead of the Giants. Oh boy. Geelong to win this one by 12. That puts them in 6th. I'm sorry. I hope it goes better than I'm actually doing this, but Hawthorn to lose that game. West Coast to beat Port Adelaide by 13. North to lose to Carlton. Interesting prediction there. Melbourne. I think you will be fine. Win by 3 goals against Sydney. Freo to beat the Gold Coast Suns, but only by a couple points. Remember, Gold Coast beat them last year, so that's what I'm going off. Geelong v GWS to win again. This might be bad for Geelong, but GWS to win by 8. Doesn't affect the table, doesn't affect the ladder to be fair. It could affect it in a second though. Collingwood and Melbourne, Pies to win that again. Brisbane by 13 against the West Coast Eagles. Hawthorn to beat Adelaide comfortably by 23. Sydney will beat Gold Coast, 24 points. A bit low, but you know, Gold Coast did beat Sydney away pretty recently, so you know, can't be too careful, can we now? Freo v St Kilda. It's in Perth, so 17. That puts Hawthorn in 7th. Jeez. Port Adelaide are low. They are low. Okay, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, these top 6 and Western Bulldogs I said would be in the 8 guaranteed. It just depends on the order, and for some reason there's always one that's not in the 8. So you can tell I've done things wrong there. I might be wrong though, who knows? Maybe it's not those 7 that's in the 8. Richmond to beat Carlton by 4. I expect a thriller in this game. Western Bulldogs versus North. Dogs to win it by 5. Port Adelaide to beat Essendon by 11. This makes the finals pretty damn interesting. Oh dear. West Coast. Ooh. The Pies won this one last year, but I think I had them winning at the MCG, so gonna go reverse. Uno reverse cards. West Coast Eagles by 13 points. Western Bulldogs v Port Adelaide. This is a game that I could see Port winning, and the Dogs are, well, I think they'll be strong. But look at the ladder. Just look at the ladder. Oh. Oh boy. If this is the ladder in round 22, this would be a huge game. It could be a huge game anyway, depending on how things go. Port by 7. Port by 7. Oh, they're in 7th. Oh boy, that writes itself. Port by 7 into 7th. Oh yes, that is bars right there. That is absolute bars. Dogs still in the 8 that are hanging on. Melbourne to beat Carlton by 8. Where are they? 9th. Oh, this is close. I got similar contenders to be fair. I mean, I've said Essendon will be 9th, so that's a bit wrong. But in terms of like up here, like I got Melbourne and Hawthorn, Hawthorn and Saints just below the 8 with Essendon, and Freo just behind. So you know, it's quite similar to my actual ladder in some ways. Giants by 10. Essendon v Sydney. Essendon to win by 14. Brisbane to win by 25 against the Gold Coast Suns. Geelong to lose. Yes, Geelong to lose. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That is round 20. Oh my days. I think the Saints might make it at this rate. Richmond to win by 18 against Hawthorn. I'm losing 5 games. This is crazy. Adelaide to beat North by 9. That puts them above North. Poor Adelaide. This is round 23. I think if they win, they're in the 8s according to my ladder prediction. And it's at the Oval. But the Giants won this game last year. And they won it by a point. And I can see them getting some good away wins this year as well. So it's not because of the ladder, okay? I put them 8th anyway in my predictions. But I'm going to say the Giants win by 4. Port still hanging on. They're just hanging on. Why is this round 23? North Melbourne v Melbourne should be like one of the big games. At least to me. I like rivalries, okay? Last year we had to wait to round 23 for this game. And now are they playing it differently in this? I don't know. Maybe there's, I don't know. Maybe they played before this. North I think will beat the D's in the last hurrah. They'll win by 3. That puts them above Sydney. That's rhymes. Geelong will beat Adelaide quite comfortably. So I think they're in the 8s. Oh, they would have to beat the Eagles. They would have to beat the Eagles. The Eagles could, I mean, they got a home final. They've got a home final here. They might not be as intense. They might be, you know, they might be just fine, is what I'm saying. Dogs by 5. I'm sorry, Port Adelaide. I'm sorry. St Kilda, though. I was going to say Carlton win, but then I saw the ladder and they're 8th. What do I do now? It's been 12 minutes over there. Had to change batteries just in case because the battery was quite low. Carlton v Saints, round 23. I think Carlton win this by 7. The Saints are still there. Who else has got to play? Hawthorn. Hawthorn have still got to play. Who we got? We got Sydney. Hang on a second. Collingwood v Gold Coast. And I go higher. No. Let's not be too harsh, all right? Yes. That'd be a good final. That Freo v Richmond. Well, West Coast could be minor premiers. Possibly, I'm not sure. But I do think Freo win this one. Richmond did win in Perth against Freo last year, but this time in the last round, I think Freo will win. Hawthorn. We are the only team that can overtake the Saints at this point in time. Our games against Sydney are quite close. We win some, we lose some, but usually it's by a few points. So if we get in this situation in round 23 and it's on like Sunday, I would be stressing out like mad, I could tell you. But I'm gonna say Hawthorn win that one and they still don't get in the 8s. Well, all of that just to not be in the 8 anyway. Alright then, St Kilda, congratulations. You're going to be 8th place, according to this ladder prediction. Which has Geelong in 6th. And, I mean, to be fair, this could happen. Like this, I got the same top 7 now. The top 7 that I expected. Maybe not in the same order, but I've got that top 7. I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. Right. Okay, Brisbane, I think. I don't know what, I was looking at it, I was staring at it for some reason. I zoned out for a second. I genuinely just zoned out. I forgot I was doing a video. Brisbane to beat Essendon by 15. That puts Brisbane in third. So, this is not good, because I have those two in the grand final. Could still happen, to be fair, but I had them first and second, and they're both winning their 2 games, getting to the final. Richmond to win this one. The Giants to win this one. Pies to win that one. Dogs to beat Geelong. I want it to be Brisbane, but West Coast in Perth I think will be too strong. But Brisbane, we still there. Brisbane v Western Bulldogs. That is a final. That would be great. It would be fantastic. I'm going to say that the Pies beat the West Coast Eagles in Perth. They've done it before. They can do it again. To be honest, here I'm not sure, but I do feel the winner will lose to Richmond. So let's just say the Lions, say Richmond win. There we go. Collingwood to win the flag. I don't even like Collingwood, but my prediction has to be right, damn it. I'm going to be cheering on Collingwood quite a lot. Alright, unless they play Hawthorn. Okay, I'm going to be supporting Hawthorn, but when Collingwood play, I'm going to want them to win most of their games, because this prediction needs to go well. And for it to be right, Richmond as well have to do well too. So like Richmond and Collingwood, keep it up for the whole season, and then let Collingwood win in the final. We'll be all good. We'll be all good. Let's compare now. Let's compare this to my actual ladder. So considering how it started, it looked kind of bad the way my predictions were. Having said that, it's not so bad compared to my actual ladder prediction. Like, it's not that far off. Some are a bit far off, but in some ways it looks similar. I got Richmond first in both. Collingwood I got second in my prediction, but in the predictor fourth. Still in the top 4 though. Giants had them in top 4 in my prediction, but I got them 5th in the predictor just now. The West Coast Eagles got them in 4th and 2nd. Geelong 5th and 6th, so pretty close. Dogs 6th and 7th, so pretty close again. The Lions in 7th for my prediction, but 3rd in my predictor. Interesting. Port Adelaide 8th in my prediction, but they're 10th, just missing out in my... I mean, that could happen to be fair. For me, it's like between Port, Saints, Hawthorn, Melbourne, Essendon. Yeah, I think probably... Maybe not the Saints, possibly the Saints. I think they're a possibility, but Melbourne, Essendon, Hawthorn, Port Adelaide. I think one of those 4 teams will make it. So, yeah, we'll see. You never know what could happen. Essendon, I got 9th in my prediction, but 13th in my predictor. A bit off there, a bit far off. Hawthorn, I got 10th and 9th. Melbourne, 11th both times. There's another one identical, just like Richmond. I had the Saints 12th. I have them 8th in the predictor. I have them making the finals. Freo, 12 and 13 and 12, so just 1 place off. Carlton 14th. That's 3 positions matched. Not even on purpose either, so that's kind of crazy. Like, by accident, I got 3 teams exactly the same. What else is there? Obviously, yeah, Sydney had them 15th and North 16th in the predictor. North 15th, Sydney 16th, so just switched around there. And the bottom 2 the same as well. So that's 5 teams out of the 18 that I got identical positions. So that's a little bit scary. It's a little bit scary, but yeah, just like my normal predictions, I got the Pies winning the flag. It still works out. Like, it has to either have Richmond first, Collingwood 4th, or Richmond first, Collingwood 2nd. That way they could both be in the final. So yeah, we'll see how the season goes. We'll see how the season goes. But I'm confident that the Tigers and the Pies will be the favourites, and the Eagles, the Giants, and the Lions, possibly. I mean, the Cats and the Dogs as well. They have a good chance as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how each team does, and hopefully the Hawks make the finals. That'd be great. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. That's it.
I roll the dice, see where life takes me. I've been feeling down on these nights lately, but I know that I got so much to give. Never forget, but I can learn to forgive, yeah. I roll the dice, see where life takes me. I've been feeling down on these nights lately,